We are the American Indians, baby. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. Your heritage is right here now, no matter what you call yourself or what you say. And a lot of people died to make it that way. There are some...
Hey, y'all. Peace, everybody. Hey, Smoke, Dark Moon Goddess, Enots, Master Shine. Hey, y'all. Yeah, so I'm going to get funky today. I'm serious. Let me get this mic right. I'm going to get funky today because, you know, it's people that look like us, and we don't always know that everybody that look like us is us, if you know what I mean. We got people in our community that will do anything to keep a position of title, especially when it comes to politics. They don't give a damn about anybody from the hood. Let's just put that out there. Any people that look like us, that got on business suits, that's fighting, that hold these titles as state reps and state senators, they don't give a damn about nobody in the hood. And they could be one of us, caught up in their political careers. But what I have to say for that is we can fight them. We do have to stand our ground with them, especially when it comes to implementing education to our children in these public school systems. We need to stop letting shit like that slide by. We do. Okay? And I'm going to show you that you don't know who is in power making these goddamn decisions about the education of our children. They don't give a damn. And the very ones keeping up the goddamn lies. First of all, somebody being a foreigner whose ancestors came over here as a fucking Slav, may I say, as a Slav indentured servant. You're not going to come over here and tell me about my damn history. Implement it. Why you want to implement African American studies in school, which ain't got a damn thing to do with Aboriginals here. Why you won't implement the history of the Slavs when they came over here on slave ships? You know, the ones that kicked out of Europe, the dirty, stinking ones that came over here, all right? And we nurtured them back to health because they were stinking like animals when they came over here, all right? Why isn't that taught in school history? Why isn't it taught in school history how white people came over here? Why isn't it taught that they came over here as indentured servants? Or did they? That's a question to be asked, because what I'm hearing now, we can't go by everything we hear. We have to look into it. Is it possible that those indentured servants were Africans from Europe with those European accents. You know, let me see something. Let me just pull something up. I mean, like my thumbnail shows. Hang on one second. Could those damn indentured servants let's go there real quick. Could those indentured servants that came over here look like that with them damn British accents? Could they have looked like that? I mean, they look like us, fine and stuff, good looking, like we are. I mean, all I'm saying, I'm just saying, I got to get to where y'all are so I can see y'all. All right, oops, that's the wrong one. Damn. Hang on, y'all. I got to find y'all because I can't see you once I share screen. Okay, there y'all go. All right, where the hell y'all at? Everybody that look like us ain't us, and that's clear. We all know that. Let me go to my damn. I hate this phone. As you can see clearly, this is someone from Europe with the British accent. Could they? I mean, could the indentured servants look like that when they came over here, or were they normal white people from like Ireland, Scottish, Dutch? I mean, I don't know. Is that how they look? I mean, Edris does look like us. So just because he looks like us don't mean he's us. And as the record stand, he's not us. All right. He is truly a black European. And if they come over here and they're in office making laws, do you really think they give a damn about keeping our history alive? They're going to go with the white European because they're foreigners to this land mass. We're not. This is the problem that I have. Don't tell me race and color is not important. It is very much so. Because I don't want you, even though this man is a very good looking, sexy man, let's not get it twisted. We not the same. We not from the same soil. You fine as hell. But we not from the same soil, bruh. And when you come over here and get jobs, political positions, you ain't representing me. You can't stand me. Definitely can't stand no hood brother. So we not the same. So they're not going to value your ancient history like you do. If you're expecting someone who looks like us, that ain't us, who you think is us, is going to value your history like you do, oh, you could cancel Christmas on that one. Because remember, the foreigner's job is to keep you down. And the trick is to put somebody in power that look like you. So you could think, oh, all right, we got some brown people up in there. They are the same. No, we're not. No, we are not the same. So all I'm saying is, I don't know if the indentured servants that came over here look like this or if they look like this. These are the Slavs. I don't know if they look like that or like this. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. That's you know something we got to find out. I don't know which is which indentured servant came over here. So all I'm saying is I don't know if the just based on research, I don't know if the indentured servants look like Idris or Trump's wife or Biden's wife. I don't know. But I know they're not me. And I got a problem with that. I got a problem with foreigners coming over here, legislating law about my history. I got a problem with that. And the only way it could be addressed is we have to get off our asses and address it with letters. Let me show you what this state recently passed. Let me make this a little smaller before I share it. Oh, what the government, we got to address this in our states and make it clear. My thing is, I don't give a damn if you teach African American history, because that shit applies to Idris Elbas. I don't care. But I want to make very clear that my child's not an African American. You could teach what the hell you want in your public school systems across these 50 states. But I don't want you to get it twisted. I need you to know this. Go ahead on and teach it. Teach what you want, but know this. We're not those individuals you're talking about. And the history of what happened to the Aboriginals, to the North American soil, didn't happen to Africans. That's what you need to know. So the minute you start teaching that in your curriculums and school class, it's going to be a problem. Because now it's going to be me against your ass in court. Because what happened to Africans over here on North American soil, you're not going to place what happened to my ancestors and say it happened to African Americans. No. That's the problem right there. We ain't the same. You took this land from the Aboriginals who look like me. I'm not an African American. Let's get that straight. So the history that you're talking about, when you're talking about the Civil War, if there was one, you're talking about my ancestors. The Negroes that fought in that Civil War were not Africans. Those were my people. The Aboriginals of North America, the American Indians. Let's get that straight. Anytime a foreigner has Negro features and they come out with our features, like if they're white, you call them mulattoes, but they're Indians and they're indigenous to this land, it's because that child had Negro features in them. See, two white people are not indigenous to North America. Let's get that straight. Do you understand that? You are European. You are not indigenous to America. When you have those Negro features, it's because a European had a baby with a Negro. That becomes the indigenous person. Well, you couldn't have got that way if you wasn't with that Negro, because that baby comes out with those Negro features. A straight up white person, you're not indigenous to the Americas. You're not. You came here. When you came here, the copper color races were already here. And that would be me. So you're not going to teach what happened to my ancestors happened to Africans, Americans. Those weren't the people that the atrocities happened to here in the Americas. They happened to Negroes. We were the ones here when you came, and you continue to try and hide our fucking history by calling us African Americans. And I'm not having it. And guess what? When you teach those classes in your high schools, it better be a fucking elective. Because if the day you mandate my child to take African American studies, it's going to be a fucking problem. I'm going to be up to that school. My child is exempt from hearing that bullshit. And I mean it. Thank you, Dark Moon Goddess. My child's exempt from your bullshit. So let me show you what the Connecticut governor did with his public act. But that's okay. Because, see, here's how I see it. We don't have to create war with these fucking people. Let the ancestors handle them. Let the higher powers handle them. A motherfucker that does evil just to be an arrogant bastard. Lately, them motherfuckers just been dropping dead. They've been getting in automobile accidents. Next thing you know, they're dead. Just like everything you seen what happened to Walter Plecker. He got hit by a bus or a car for his evil actions. You know what? The same thing can happen to another politician. That shit can happen again. And when I see it on the news, all we got to do is just stand back and watch these motherfuckers. Just watch what happened to them. Evil. And they get it back. Karma's a bitch. Let me tell you, karma works. Just sit back. Don't threaten nobody's life. Don't threaten no politician's life. Nope. Let the shit happen to them naturally. Because anything our ancestors do, because they are naturally from the soil, natural shit gonna happen. And your hands will be clean. Leave it to the higher powers to handle these evil motherfuckers. Leave it to the higher powers I'm telling you, it works. Let the higher powers deal with these evil ass devils because they getting theirs. All you have to do is sit back and watch what the fuck happens to them. And I mean that shit. Now let me share first what the governor of Connecticut has done. Hang on. So we get here, and here he is. Governor Lamont announces Connecticut becomes first state and nation to require high schools provide courses on Black and Latino studies. See, they so fucking confused, they don't even know what to fucking call us. Governor Ned Lamont today announced that Connecticut has become the first state in the nation to require all high schools in the state to offer courses in African American, Black, Puerto Rican, and Latino studies. I mean, make up your fucking mind. Who's African American? Who's Black? And who's Puerto Rican and Latino? I mean, I'm just saying, you got African American and Black. Who's the African American and who the hell's the Black, sir? Can somebody in the chat room please tell me? All right, African American. When I think of that, I think of Obama. He has a Kenyan father and a European mother, white mother. To me, that's an African American because his daddy's Kenyan. And Kenya, of course, is one of the African countries. So who the hell is the Blackie? Is that a different person? Hey, y'all. Yo. offer courses on African American, Black. So they're going to offer courses on African American, and then they're going to offer courses on Black. Who's the African American and who's the Blacks? I'm just saying. Do anybody know who the Blacks are, who a Black is? Who's a Black? My birth certificate now says American Indian. But I just wanted, I'm curious. Who's the Black and who's the African American? You mean to tell me you got two sets of people? What about the American Indians, bruh? Because last I checked, Puerto Ricans was Tainos. Why are you calling them Puerto Ricans? They're Tainos from South America. Yo. And Latinos. I in the Americas here in North, Central, and South America, the Latinos is the Arawaks and the Tainos. Seem like they got a damn name change too. What's up with that? The requirement is the result of a law Governor Lamont signed last year, Public Act 19-12, that directs all regional and local boards of education to include an elective course of studies at the high school level that provides students with a better understanding of the African American, Black, Puerto Rican, and Latino contributions to United States history, society, economy, and culture. Last week, the Connecticut State Board of Education unanimously approved the curriculum for the course, which was a final step needed to implement the requirement. Oh, let me finish. High schools may offer the course in 2021-2022 and will be required to offer it during the school year that begins in 2022. Increasing the diversity of what we teach is critical to providing students with a better understanding of who we are as a society and where we are going, Governor Lamont said. Adding this course in our high schools will be an enormous benefit not only to our Black and Latino students. Oh, really? Who's the Black students? Because you got African American, Black. Now it's back to Black and Latino students, but to students of all backgrounds, because everyone can benefit from these studies. This is a step that is long overdue, and I applaud the work of the General Assembly, State Board of Education, and everyone at the State Education Resource Center whose collaborative work helped get this done. Now listen to this shit. Identities matter, especially when 27% of our students identify as Hispanic or Latino, and 13% identify as Black or African American. Connecticut Education Commissioner Miguel Cardona, he's the guy in DC, this curriculum acknowledges that by connecting the story of the, listen to this, y'all, people of color. Now we the fucking people of color. See, they can't even make up their goddamn mind. And so at the federal level, you're identified as the people of color. In the U.S., to the largest story of American history. The fact is that more inclusive, culturally relevant content in classroom leads to greater student engagement and better outcomes for all. This law passed due in large part to the strong advocacy of students from around the state and the legislative leadership of the state representative Bobby Gibson and Senator Doug McCrory. I think Ingrid Kennedy, the SERC team, and all of her partners who contributed to and drove us to this historic moment. Wait a minute, y'all. Now, the development process was guided by a 150 member advisory group comprised of educators, administrators, higher education professors, and scholars, the very fucking ones who keeps you from understanding who you are. But we're going to address this shit. I'm not even going to read no more. But let's look at who the fucking state of Connecticut education commissioner is. And don't y'all even laugh. For real. We let Connecticut's Department of Education commissioner, state of Connecticut. Let's go, y'all. There you go. If my mother ever wears a fucking wig like that, does she look like us? The name, Charlene M. Russell Tucker. Sound Jamaican to me. Facts. Black Europeans don't give a goddamn about you. They don't even know their history. Education commissioner, look at this shit. Just because you look like me don't mean you me. Sorry. But wait a minute. Let's get to the senator and representative. This motherfucker. Let me share. Senator, representative. I'm telling you, people, and I spoke to this motherfucker directly. Where's his ass at? Let me go back to where he is. Wait a minute now. Where he go? Wait a minute, y'all. I thought I had his ass up there. Let me share. All right. This shit is not so great. Present. I don't like this new share screen shit. There we go. Ain't this some shit? Fucking state senator. And I spoke to this motherfucker with his one ball. Ain't this a bitch? This is what I tell you. Our people are the culprits. The fucking culprits. And the harm. They will do any fucking thing to be able to wear a suit and tie. Any fucking thing. But this bastard will pay for what the fuck he did. He will. But that's okay. We're going to send these motherfuckers letters. Certified. We'll bombard their fucking asses. Matter of fact, we'll drop the shit off on their motherfucking desk. But see, when you ain't got to do nothing. I say you don't have to do nothing. When a motherfucker do something evil and and they don't give a fuck, payback is a bitch. Now you see these two faces that I showed you. You see them. Now just sit back and uh, I'm telling you, just sit back. Like I said, our motherfucking people are in these positions of power, and and they don't give a goddamn. This motherfucker want to believe he came off a slave ship. Let him. But I'm not going for that shit. You bald-headed devil. Don't time nobody out, y'all. I want to see what these bastards got to say. To me, he's a low down dog, and he will get what the fuck he deserved. Because see, we're gonna go and embarrass his fucking ass. Watch. We'll be back, motherfucker. We will. We'll be back. And we coming strong. Look, this dude. I speak the way I want to. This is my show. If you don't like my show, listen. If you don't like my show, get the hell off. I'm a grown woman. I can speak and use any language I want to use. If you don't like my language, get out my chat room. This is my show. You don't like my language, get out my chat room. I don't pay you to come in here. I got 82 people up in here watching. You don't like me expressing? Don't come to my chat room. All right? Don't come. You ain't got to come. We gonna address this. Which brings me to this. That's right, certified Sachi. We wild Indians up in here. Get your ass out of here. Because we coming, and we coming hard. We coming hard. Oh, Connecticut's gonna get served. We ain't worried about that. But I dare you, my child. Oh, and let me read the letter. I what I did, you guys, so you can address your senators and representative of your state and your governor and the Department of Education commissioners of your state. I put together a letter on my website, and I'm going to read it for you. I'm going to share it and read it for you so you can have this for your. Oh, that's not it. That's definitely not it. I'm going to share and read this. It's up on our website, and you could address it to your liking and put your twist to it, because we're going to send them letters. We're going to bombard their mail and their emails and put it in their buildings. I don't give a fuck. You're going to fight these dogs back. And the minute you see that they put or teach anything to do with the African American, it happened to the Aboriginal. That's when you file your goddamn lawsuit against your state commissioner of education, the motherfucking school who taught it. Oh, we going hard. We going hard. Because you motherfuckers are going to prove to me I came here on a slave ship and I'm not Aboriginal to this land. So I'm going to read this letter, and it's on our website. You can download this. Because we're going to fight these motherfuckers back the civil way, just like they like it. But because there's so many thousands of us, we're going to bombard their office with these damn letters. Ain't no fucking 150 people representing me. I don't give a damn about who you got. But this letter says, and this same letter could be rewritten to your liking and put your twist to it. But here's what the fuck I'm saying. Dear Commissioner Russell Tucker, some people say you got to demand. No, I got a different way that I handle things at the state level. It's not me begging. I don't speak in ghetto hood form like a lot of people when I deal with professional level. I say what I want on my goddamn show because this is my show. This ain't the state of Connecticut show. Don't like my show? Fucking unsubscribe because I don't care at this point. This letter is in reference to Governor Lamont's Public Act 19-12 that directs all regional and local boards of education to include an elective course. It better be a fucking elective. As long as that shit ain't mandatory, it's cool because my kids are going to know not to take that bullshit. To include an elective course of studies at the high school level that provides students with a better understanding of the African American, Black, Puerto Rican, and Latino. So that's 4 fucking different people. All right. I'm not the African American or the Black, and neither are my grandkids. So it doesn't apply to them. Contributions to the United States history, society, economy, and culture. Last week, the Connecticut State Board of Education unanimously approved the curriculum for the course, which was a final step needed to implement the requirement. More specifically, as it pertains to the African American and Black Studies courses, my children and grandchildren will not participate in such studies. Those particular studies do not pertain to our ancestors' history in the Americas. We are not African American or Black and will not be forced to partake in such studies. We are Aboriginal/American Indians and will not tolerate being labeled as those particular race identifiers. We find it to be humiliating. Our ancestors are from the soil of the Americas and would appreciate your respect. Therefore, my children and grandchildren are not allowed to participate in African American History Month as it does not apply to the history of our ancestors. In an effort to respect my family and our ancestors, this will eliminate indoctrinating my children and future grandchildren to ever feel that they have to respond to such a false race identification and forced indoctrination regarding our history in your public and private school systems. Thank you, Chief of the Wyatt Tribe. And I mean that shit. And you can get the same letter, tribe, family, off our website. You can download it and revise it, retype it, and revise it to what you want to say. But they doing too much. You can't let these motherfuckers, small number motherfuckers, group of motherfuckers, dictate what your child's going to learn. Because I'm telling my child, if you're in that class and they force you to take that bitch, when they teach it, put your head down. Or we could do it the funky way. Or they taught you this, take exactly what the fuck they taught you, and the person that they're claiming to be, African American, in the fucking book, bitch, you're gonna prove to me in court that that person that you talking about that created damn near everything over in this motherfucker is from Africa. Because it's like they say in our Aboriginal and Indian community, if you created stuff, when your ass came here, structures and everything was already up. And you're not going to tell me you built them. Your ass came here. What fucking tools did you have? Because when you came over as funky Slavs, you ain't have no screwdrivers. You ain't have no ladders. You ain't have no monkey pliers. You came over here funky and in chains. And if you built something, why didn't you build it in the fucking country you was in? Because the country you came from didn't have ladders, didn't have shit to make bricks, and you didn't. You didn't come over here with one tool. And the last I checked, where Brother Ad Power showed all the Negroes that was already here, got a whole list of all the different tools they made. This is shit that was done before you came here. So how are you going to take the credit of my ancestors when they created shit for you to be able to use, like the screwdrivers, the monkey wrench, and all that other shit? Didn't no African Americans create shit over here. The Negroes did. Because if Africans created anything over here, what tools do they have? They ain't got no tools over there now. And it still look nasty and ugly over there in Africa. It ain't no beautiful land. I would never go there on no vacation. It looked nasty, stanky, and funky. Just like on the commercials that you show with them little kids hungry with a fucking bug crawling on the side of their face. It's always, they're always showing, you always showing African pictures or videos on the goddamn news talking about donate money. And it's always that little kid crying and he got a damn fly going across his face. That's what y'all dirty dogs do. So you tell me, Mr. Slav man, let me see your tool bag that you came over here with to build high skyscrapers. What you do with all the mounds, covering them up with dirt, covering up history, all the mounds all over in every state and city, mounds. You covered it up with dirt to hide the Negro's history. Is that going to be taught in the class? So I want y'all, I really do. I want y'all, that letter is on our website. And let me put my website in this damn chat room. Download that damn letter, retype it, send it to your governor, your Department of Education commissioners, the United States Education Commissioner, same people. Your senator and your representative, your local town mayor, you send them that shit and you let them know, excuse me, just because I got brown skin don't mean I'm from Africa. I don't give a damn. You came here, I was already here. I dare one punk to come on my panel and bring the smoke. I invite your ass now. But before we even get started, stupid asses, let me show you one more time because I'm not going to keep doing this. This is the motherfucking American Treaty of Friendship with Morocco, and we ain't no goddamn Moors. Now, you kiss my ass. Let me stop this shit for a minute. Where is it at? Let me stop this shit for a minute. Y'all see this? Moroccan American Treaty of Friendship. Let me tell you something. Like I said, Morocco is in another country. It's not in the United States. You look like a damn fool. And I ain't finished. You see it. There it is. The signatories. You see it. Cut the bullshit out. Y'all some idiots. This is why we can't get shit popping. Now screw you. Yeah, well, to me, it don't mean just black. You suck on that. Because that ain't what it mean to me. And the motherfucker that signed it, let's go. And you see it over there in the far corner. That same goddamn treaty. I ain't even going to read all of this. In December 1777, the Moroccan Sultan Muhammad III included the United States in the list of countries to which Morocco's ports were open. So, Morocco's ports, that's not over here. It's over there where their ports are open. Morocco thus became the first country whose head of state publicly recognized the newly independent United States. Relations were formalized with the Moroccan-American Treaty of Friendship, which was negotiated by Thomas Barclay in Marrakesh and signed by American diplomats in Europe. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams with Sultan Muhammad III in 1786. Sultan Muhammad III is not from the motherfucking United States. He's from Morocco. Muhammad III, or Sidi Muhammad bin Abdullah, came to power in 1757 and ruled until his death in 1790. Prior to his reign, Morocco had experienced 30 years of internecine battles, instability, and turmoil. And when that's not the United States. It's telling you Morocco experienced 30 years. Yeah, they did. Nothing to do with the United States of their experience in battles. In the fucking Morocco and United States. Y'all want to keep believing that dumb shit? Go ahead. But stay your ass out of here believing it, because we ain't Moors. We aboriginals. Don't come to me that Moor is a descriptive term. That's a group of people. Muhammad's ass didn't live over here in this land soil. His ass is over in Morocco. where he acknowledged the United States and you see the seal. Give me some damn ones. If you understand that shit ain't no descriptive term. So a motherfucker running around telling you that you are Moorish American, them the same motherfuckers that's keeping you from your true identity. You promoting that shit and sharing that with our people, you suck. Our people keep believing that, you suck. That's two different people, two different countries. And I ain't got to say it no more on my live. I don't give a damn who go live and do it and preach about it until you swallow your goddamn tongue. My people are aboriginals to the Americas. Nothing to do with no Moors. You see them cops beat up a brother, show you how much. Who cares about their own people? Or where those cops really are people? I'm done. I don't care if they talk about Morocco, but I showed you, and that's all I needed to do. So let them run around in their little Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket hats. Let them. But I know that's enough information to let me know that I ain't no fucking more. Nobody in my family is. Nobody on my tree is. And I never, ever, ever for once seen one fucking document. Or race identity selection in the United States. Oh, are you more? Select more. Nothing. So you can get up off all that shit. I don't care. I'm done. So you want to be that? You could be all the fuck you want to be. Just like Burger King said, you can be all you want to be. But I'm being who I really the fuck am. Fuck what you heard. But them letters, y'all, we getting them mailed out tomorrow. And we going full force across the 50 states. Facts. Full force again. And we will address them about their little fucking African American. The day I see any curriculum, you're going to have to prove that those black people, brown people you're talking about are really from Africa, because I'm going to sue the fuck out of you for lying about their race identity to my kids. And we all don't have a problem with everybody joining us in on that. So that little dusty ass state representative, he gonna suck out his own ass. And I mean that shit. We going full force, mail him out. We're gonna bombard him with mail. Because remember, why is in the 50 states and we don't have a problem doing it quick. This shit is a joke, Adrian. Now, I'll open up my panel. I want the smoke, so bring it. And you better come strong. If your balls are shriveled up like a raisin, I advise you to stay your ass in that chat room. Because I'm not about to blow your balls up. You got to do that. You shrivel up balls yourself. That's all I'm saying. I dare you to come up and bring the smoke. And if you ain't got no smoke and you just got some, dialect that you want to share, come on up. I'm going to invite you up. Let me copy this. Hang on, y'all. You know me. I ain't scared of nobody. Nobody. No punks. And I'm so grateful that I have a great reading level and comprehension. Some people just don't. And it's sad. Bunch of pussies. Smash that like button, y'all. The link is up there. You want to come up here and dialect? Come on. Don't be scared. I'm gonna play some music till y'all come up here. I'll make sure this time I turn it down low. Let me turn that music on until y'all get up here. Come on up. All right, y'all, come on up. Come on up, y'all. I'm waiting. Don't be scared. Put your big boy and big girl pants on. You don't come up, I'm out of this piece. That is our website where you can get that letter from. Yeah, Bobby, it's a fucking joke. And you, it's a joke. Who can't see me? I'm right here. You see me now? Hey, Smoke.
Salute, salute.
Hey, Smoke. Salute, bro.
Shout out to the channel, to the panel, and to the chat. Power to the motherfucking people, man. Now
That's right.
this is my question right here. Do the Moors do the Moors say that they have a certain science that they follow?
Well, they seem to believe that they created everything here in America and went across the damn world and colonized and created everything. So they're taking on the arrogance that they created everything and they're the gods and they're aboriginal from the Americas. So, and that they created science. So,
Okay, then let's just put it to the test. On what things we can see in our current reality, because we know we can't really quantify anything that happened in time immemorial. We can use what clues that's been left behind, but no concise determination could we suggest what we had to work with. But if we judge by what we can see in our present reality, I think this will give a good inclination as to whether or not we should be challenging the Moors on their stance. Do the Moors do the Moors advocate for the law in any capacity?
do they advocate for the law? Well, uh, from what my experience, I haven't seen any good Moors advocate for law in the manner that it should be. As far as like the license plate issue, they don't have to have license plates, and they put up these Moorish license plates saying they ain't gotta do this and do that. And all the ones that I've seen that practice that, cars got towed away, got a boot put on it, or they've been taken away in handcuffs. So like I said, I haven't seen any good Moors do anything and win. I haven't seen any good Moors um, collect that money that they're teaching people around in the community that they don't have to pay for their loans and all their bills are paid and they could put their thumb seal on it and it's paid. No one successfully has been able to prove that.
Okay, well, if the Moors are taking credit for all these institutions, or are they taking credit? Are they taking credit for the maritime admiralty jurisdiction? Are they taking credit for the uniform commercial code?
They are. They are taking credit for that as well, the Uniform Commercial Code.
Or are they mentioned in any of these in particular or specifically?
No, they're not to my knowledge. As it pertains to the individual states, when it comes to the Uniform Commercial Code, which is normally handled by the Secretary of State's office, there's no mentioning of developing that by a Moor.
Are the Moors in, are the Moors mentioned in any constitutional references, national or state on a national or state level?
In my 36 now years of working in the state of Connecticut and working across the different states with different state agencies, I've never seen a Moor mentioned in any policies, any public acts, or any laws of such.
Okay, it's looking rather dim for the Moors. We may need a Moor to come and address this. But I'm just asking because I'm looking for anything that we can quantify in our present reality that will give credence to the Moors being the founders of the institutions that we find ourselves subject to or at least compliant to. If they're not present in any of these particular institutions, then we would just have to say that the Moors having are not having the history that they're claiming that they're having. It seems as if though they may be asserting themselves retrospectively, but I'll let y'all meditate on our land.
I wish I could. I mean, I've been now with the state 36 years, like I've said, and I've saw no legal documents, policies, public acts, or anything of that sort where it mentions any Moors, even in historical documents. I see nothing of Morocco or Moors.
Can we
I
find can we find the Moors in American jurisprudence, Black Laws Dictionary, Bouvier's, Valentine's?
I the only mentioning of Moor that I see is them getting an EIN number, the science temples that they're 501c3 established organizations, and that's on the federal government site. Other than that, and I mean, there's very old temples here, Moorish temples, but those temples that they speak about are all headed off by people of Arab and Berber descent.
Does this EIN process does it only include the Moors, or is that a process anyone can participate in?
That's a process anyone can participate in.
So
If
we can't
you
say so we can't say that's exclusively Moorish. I'm only trying I'm only trying to see if we can find something that's exclusively Moorish that would identify them as asserting any dominance in any particular area of human activity where it could be asserted that the Moors are directly responsible for this thing or that thing. But until such an occurrence has arisen, then I'll relinquish the floor.
I know the other day, what I found to be very interesting is Brother at Power showed uh, a Moor tribe in Delaware that was on he got it from the Library of Congress and I believe the Department of Interior. But I now think about that because I found it to be strange. Now, I'm not saying that it's a lie, but it could have been a family with the last name Moore who established a tribe. So like anybody can get an EIN number and establish a tribe or a nation. Like we recently, as Wyatt, we dropped the tribe off of our name and found it best to be called the Wyatt Nation now. And we're waiting for the finalization of that. So I for the life of me, the only history that I see for Moors being over here is the establishment created by Noble Drew Ali in the 1900s. And that's really it. But I relinquish my mic if Big Dog or
Well,
Golden Jagger has
I just
something
I
further.
just want to make one final statement because I don't want to be perceived as someone who's anti-Moorish by any means. I'm just one who will say if you're gonna make a claim, and once that claim is challenged, and you don't have anything upon which you can substantiate the claim, then I'm either gonna suggest that you abandon the claim or make proof of the claim, and I'll land right there.
And I also like to publicly make a disclaimer. I have absolutely nothing against anyone of Arab and Berber descent. I find them to be friendly to me. Um, and I do see them as truly being the real Moors from Morocco. So I don't have anything against the real Moors that hold that identity. So I want to make that very clear. I have nothing against anyone from Morocco. What I do have a problem with is people that look like me from my community claiming to be that identity, and it's not true. And I relinquish my mic.
Grand Rising, everybody. Much love and respect, Sister Bethy. Much love and respect to everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat. I'm with Sister Bethy. I did my research. None of my families tie back to the Moors, and I land there.
And my family also don't tie back to Black Europeans. They don't tie back to that either, or African. You got it, Golden Jagger.
I think we definitely got our names from the Black Europeans, though.
I have to disagree with that because they came over here. And I would like Willie to break that down, but he's not here from work. So
So you telling me, Sister Bethy, Black Americans with the last names Smith, Johnson, Thomas, Franklin, Washington, Jones, all that was already here before the Black Europeans got over here?
well, what I'm going to say is that when our people were introduced to Christianity during the baptism, when they were baptized, they were given a new name, a new surname, and it was to wash away their old way of life in their memory. So, okay, if you mean it in that instance, then yes, I can say that because during the Christian church baptism process, your
Have a good day.
your background is loud. During the Christian baptism process, when they came from under the water, from being baptized in the Christian church, the pastor gave them English Bible names. It was also an order from the state commissioner of the Department of Interior that the census takers give the Aboriginals, aka American Indians, English Bible names. And I have that on record. It was the instructions on the back of the census sheet. It said to give them English Bible names and keep the Indian names for cross-referencing. So in that sense, yes. And your mic is muted if you're talking. And I already showed that before, where the Commissioner of Interior ordered the census takers to give them, and also the superintendent, who was the agent for the Commissioner of Ontario to give us English Bible names because our names were too long, threatening, and uncumbersome. Like we had names like we have now, our nicknames, they don't like it, like Big Meech, Smoke, Killer. Those names were threatening were determined to be very threatening. But we had nicknames. So what they did was gave us English Bible names in place of our nicknames that we carried as families. And we still keep up that very same tradition today as Aboriginals to this landmass. Our nanas and our mommies, they still give us nicknames. One of the biggest nicknames is Junior or Bubba or Big Head or Small Head or Little Hand. All those nicknames, or Poo Poo or Cooter Butt. Those kind of names the Commissioner of Ontario did not like. I relinquish my mic.
And also, it has to be considered that if this is a pattern and this is the way the English operated when they colonized or captured or what have you, then this would be the same. This would be the same policy that they practice, right, on the worldwide scale. That we don't find it in the report. We don't find them going to Australia and giving them English surnames, right? We don't find them colonizing parts of Africa and giving them English surnames. So I do think that's a big hijack, and that lends credence to the possibility that this was a very powerful group. And I'm starting to lean toward them not really being a very powerful group, just having some powerful allies. I'll land right there.
I agree. Smoke. I also want to mention that those 20 odd people that they so-called got from Africa, those people had Spanish last names. I don't know any people from that hemisphere over in African landmass that have Spanish last names. So that was, I don't know if they gave them Spanish. They all had Spanish names. And they have those records of all 20 of those people that they supposedly bought from Africa, which I don't believe they got them out of Africa. I believe those people came from South America because if you look at Cuba, it's 99% people that look like me and darker. And I can very much almost want to believe that they came from that area and they brought them over here in order to have those Spanish last names, because that's who colonized over there. So I'm not feeling that they brought 20 people all the way from Africa over here in those conditions and on a sailboat and make it here. And then the two people that they did keep from that group of 20, what did I do? That Black Adam and Eve, and they populated are those 20 people that they brought here, and the two that they kept because the other ones were so sick and weren't worthy to be sold because they were so sick. The two people that they kept, Annabelle and whatever the other guy's name is, are you telling me that that's the Black Adam and Eve and they populated all the Negroes here? Come better. I relinquish my mic.
Sister Bethy, when you say we took the names, the Christian names, what time period are we talking?
We're talking in the late 1700s. The late 1700s. 1790, maybe early as 1800. The first census. First and second census.
Now, did that happen to us by force or did we do that voluntarily?
I have no clue. Some of it could have been by force and some of it could have been voluntarily. I don't know. I can't, say what went on during those times. But If it was given to you and you were baptized in a church, I would have to say those were voluntarily because they accepted the life of Christianity.
And this was
And
all under the Pope, though.
it was given by the pastor that looks like me and you. Those last names.
Gotcha.
Because prior to them coming here with the Christianity indoctrination, we were not practicing that. When they came over here, those foreigners, those Europeans, they stated that what we was practicing as a people was evil, it was bad, it wasn't good, it was Satanism and the whole nine. And if you really look at it, in the early late 1800s, where the Christian churches was really growing, the Aboriginal men and women that are in our churches of our people, they look down on the hood. Remember, they was like, you out there backsliding. They really took on Christianity, and they began telling our people, you could get saved. You could get saved. So it's always been, our people that transition into that lifestyle as a Christian against the people in our urban communities. And it's still like that today. Christianity looks and talks down on our hoods. You could come in here and give your life to Christ and be saved. They still doing the same shit from when it was implemented and they accepted it. I relinquish my mic. I mean, I don't know if anybody has a comment on that, but I see it for what it is. Correct, Huru. Duress, mind programming, the whole nine. So if you want that black senator that I just showed you, and you were raised in Christianity, that's why you don't see who you really are prior to Christianity. You're not going to see it as a black senator that grew up in the hood. This nigga grew up in the hood. He is from the hood. And he has been indoctrinated in Christianity. So you're never going to see who you are or who you formerly were. Their book tells you that they were going to do things to wipe away the past. And if Christianity didn't wipe away our past, I don't know what else did. But what they also failed to realize is that book from the beginning to the end clearly tells you what they're going to do to you. Anyone is welcome to join the panel and share your thoughts. The link is pinned to the top. Christopher Creer, I would love for you to come up and elaborate a little bit more on what you were saying. I mean, Smoke asked some real legitimate questions, and I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, Golden Jagger, you have anything else? Anybody, don't be afraid.
Okay. I'm having a disturbance in the force right now. I'm just gonna have to let y'all talk. They too
it's okay.
over here.
It's okay. Well, I understand. No problem, Smoke. You good. Anybody else? Golden Jagger, you up here? You got anything? Hello, hello, hello. Lil Mayhem, you welcome to come on the panel. If not, I'm just gonna close out because I think I laid down what I had to say, and I'm sticking with it. I'm just all I can say is I'm grateful, and I'm very grateful that I'm not one of them women that you are able to deceive when it comes to religious beliefs. I've been there with the Hebrews. I think the only one that I can comfortably say that I can deal with are the brothers and sisters from the Nation of Islam. I mean, clearly they took on that religious religion from the Middle East. We know that um, that culture is not aboriginal to the Americas, but in the way that it's being used for our men is pretty much disciplinary, and it has disciplined a lot of our men and teaching them not to kill each other. But the the only issue is they're not, that religion is not what we practice as a people. Hi, Christopher.
Peace and salute, Sister Bethy and Smoke Signal, Golden Jaguar. Uh, all I was saying earlier was that we're in a long-term war of attrition. The war of attrition is a military tactic where you just wear down your enemy after just constantly bombard them. And so we see just like what you're doing with the letter to the Connecticut
You breaking up a little bit,
governor.
Christopher. You breaking up a little
Okay,
bit,
can you hear me now?
Christopher. Yeah, that's much
Hold
better.
on, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay, but
I can.
like I was saying, all right. So like I was
Yeah, it's
saying,
breaking
we
up.
in a war.
It's
Okay, what about
choppy.
now?
It means you must have some good. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think
Hello?
you just need to stand still. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, we just in a long-term war of attrition. And the worst part about it is most of us don't realize we in this war. And so, like, they've been wearing us down on all these fronts for the longest. And they latest tactic is subversion through trying to trick us to believe we somebody that we're not. The African American, the black, the Negroes, the colored. So they can win the war. If you don't know who your enemy is, you don't know who you need to be guarding yourself against. And so this war of attrition is been fought against us on many fronts. And we even see like they fighting us physically, like what you see they doing to certain people, that they killing, they fighting us mentally, like these different titles, they fighting us spiritually, because they got the religious front. So we gotta teach our people what a war of attrition is so we can learn how to fight and defend ourselves on multiple fronts.
I agree. I gave one recommendation, which was that letter that's on our website that they can certainly revise to their liking. Do you have any other alternatives that you could share with the audience to combat this ongoing attrition of our people?
Well, I would like to use some of the platforms I've been engaged with. Like I'm a Fulbright scholar. I did Fulbright back in 1996, and ironically, I went to Morocco and to Tunisia. So I'm part of the Fulbright Association, which is an international body. I'm going to present a scholarly, written, and fully documented paper to the Fulbright Association, so it could be publicized. These supposed to be scholars, and if they reject me, that's fine, but they ain't gonna be able to reject the information. So we gotta fight them like they fighting us. And in that one sense, we can put information out there. We don't have to be adversarial at all, because it's already laid out that they are adversaries. But they can't fight truth. When they start fighting truth, then all they structures start to collapse, which they are doing now. And they fighting on multiple levels, and they fighting each other too, because they have different tactics that they have in mind that they should be employing right. So if we just stay steady and just understand as a group, we are in a war of attrition. And whoever stay the most steady is going to be the victor. And right now, a few of us have been real steady. The majority of us are just going back and forth, voting for Biden, looking for reparations, looking for these people to represent us. And that's not even the case. Those cannot represent you. These state houses, the federal houses, they can't represent you because in their purpose, in their documentation, it's not designed for them to represent you. So we just been given lip service by them, and we believe it because we've been indoctrinated to believe. So my main thing is just we must get to our people the understanding of what a war of attrition is, and understand they fighting us on multiple fronts, and we got to defend ourselves and fight back on multiple fronts. I land my plane right there.
You are absolutely right. And another thing that we fail to understand as a people, and I can't stress this enough, when our ancestors took on this Christianity, thinking they were doing the right thing in order to assimilate into the corporation as Aboriginals, when they did that, they assimilated into the corporation under false identities. Negroes, coloreds, blacks, mulattoes, Puerto Rican, Mexican, those are not our real, true identities as a people. So when we went in, our old way of life, including our identities, died. There went dead, black, void, gone. Okay? And in order to reestablish yourself for who you truly are, is to bring back those that were dead, your true identity, your true tribe, reestablishing your tribe, your family tribes. That's important because right now they're dead and you're under this corporation, under a false ass identity, which makes you a foreigner. To be able to benefit from the rights and protections in the Constitution, you had to come under a false identity. You couldn't come under Indian because then you're Indian, not taxed. And they had a problem with that, with you coming in and not being taxed. Well, you can't tax the Aboriginals of their own land. I say that it's so important to bring back who you are. If you don't reestablish and bring back who you really are, you're always going to be black and dead. Now, these 5 federally recognized tribes, let me tell you something. Somebody went and reestablished it. And it happened to be white people. They went and set up a 501c3 and became these tribes. We were originally those people. They don't want you in because their role in their job is to keep you out. They don't want to be they don't want you in there. You have to look white to be one of them. And if you happen to be colored, they want you in as a freedman. A freedman is somebody who was formerly a prisoner of war. You don't need to register to get in those fucking tribes. If you're a Cherokee, reestablish. You got to bring back your family. They're not going to bring it back for you. You reestablish your own family tribe, just like they did. And you have every goddamn right to. You can prove that you're the original person. You cannot prove that you're from Africa, because you are not. You're never going to be able to prove you're from Africa. And if you come with a college professor's book, that ain't proof. These college professors are rewriting our history and going back to backdate and insert African American in place of Aboriginal and Indian in old documents. They're rewriting it and inserting. You cannot do that. African American, as you know, didn't come to play until 1988. So how are you going to, as a professor of a college and scholar, go back and get a damn document that was written by Frederick Douglass or Benjamin Franklin and insert African American in there? Bullshit. You can't do that because that's not official. What you can do as the Aboriginal is reestablish your family tribe. Bring back your original identity. Stop letting foreigners name you. I tell people, I will help you reestablish your family tribe. My link is up at the top of this, pin to the top. If you, let me see, I'm going to do a share screen. Let me do a share screen of my website, because a lot of people don't know this. My website, our website, Waya's website, is here. What I need you to do is, if you want to come in my class, I only teach it in Zoom. And when you get here, you go to the tab that says genealogy and just sign your name up on our distribution list. I got to do a reshare screen because it's not showing you it. But when you click, when you get to our site and you click the tab that says genealogy, because I do help people with their genealogy. A lot of our people are not computer savvy and want their genealogy done. But if you put your name, click on the tab that says genealogy and put your first name, last name, and your telephone number and your email address, I will invite you. I will invite you to a Zoom to help you reestablish your family tribe so that now you're being recognized as who you are. You complete this page right here on our website, and in the middle of February, I will send you a link to come into Zoom. And we do these at night, like at 7 o'clock, to accommodate those that are on the West Coast. So if you go there, hit that link and go on our website and hit the tab that says genealogy, you can sign up and you'll be on our distribution list. And I will send you the link to come into Zoom so we can get you started with establishing. It's very easy. It is not hard. Okay, and we have tribe members that can assist you with going all the way through with reestablishing the tribe you were wiped away from. Give me a 1 if you understood what I just said, because oftentimes people don't understand. I just need to know. Thank you.
One.
Hey, Sarah.
Over here.
Good. I'm glad. So sign up and I can hold 500 people in a Zoom, but I don't want to do 500 people at a time. I'll take them in the hundreds. So the first 100 people to sign up, I will schedule the class. The last time It was just a monster. I take 100 people at a time because this is very simple. And a lot of our families don't understand this. But it's not taking away anything from you or your rights. You're just reestablishing who you are. That's it. And live by it. So you're not identified as a Black, as an African American, as a Puerto Rican. As a Puerto Rican. You don't have to assume those titles. That was created by foreigners. Mexican. You be the Indian you are. That's the problem. We have to stop letting foreigners come and dictate to us. They don't have a right to do that. Or to you or your family. Wipe out your history. And yet they want to teach African American history, Puerto Rican history, to keep you under that identity. And if identity is so important in Connecticut, how come you're not giving a course on the Slavs, your ancestors, the indentured servants? That's important, isn't it? Because right now, people that look like the Slavs are claiming to be the goddamn Indians and indigenous to this land. Why? Because you got kicked out your country? I relinquished my mic. I don't know, Smoke. I don't know if y'all got anything else, but certainly sign up and I will help you establish your family tribe. Your family, don't worry about your family members that don't want to identify as who they are. They'll come later.
So, Beth, I want to add this little anecdote or this analogy, if you will. When I used to play soccer when I was a kid, if we was on the offense, and I was playing the right wing. If I got ahead of the ball, I would call for a penalty. Or anybody who got ahead of the ball would be called for a penalty, and it was called offside. So basically, you had to stay in line with the ball as it progressed down the field. And I equate the ball with the law. You follow what I'm saying? So we offside, and most of our people operate offside. And what's even more so is the game that's being played, we're not even really supposed to be in the game the way we are. We supposed to be on the outside. We really the referee.
Facts.
And they are the ones that's in the game, and we supposed to be refereeing them. That's what the Constitution is. We supposed to be refereeing them. So we just got to get back in position, mentally, physically, spiritually, on all them realms. Otherwise, we're gonna always be out of position and getting penalized for that.
Facts.
Land my plane there.
Truth. That is such truth, and that's facts. We have to correct this issue. We have to. They're not going to correct it with you. They got you where they want you at and where they need you at. You have to take your power back. It was taken away from you. And the only way to get it back is to take it back. And it can be done civilly. No one's saying to start a war, but you're going to correct my race. I don't give a damn how much you teach African American history. That shit doesn't apply to me. And you're not going to enforce it on me. I'll be damned. I'm tired. I am very tired. And the people that look like us, because they're so heavily indoctrinated because of the United States educational systems, colleges, and universities, these sucker people of ours will do anything. And like I said, they might look like us, but they ain't us. Anybody that came over here in the 18 and 1900s ain't from this damn land. So they don't give a damn about taking a position and saying you are African American. It's not that we dislike Africans. And that's far from the truth. Africans are aboriginal to the landmass over there. We're aboriginal to here. Why is it that brown people can only be aboriginal and they gotta have to come from Africa? Anywhere in the world, brown people can claim to be, except North America. When in fact, how are you the hell are you gonna do that? When you got here, we was here. So who the fuck are you, Slav, to tell me where I came from? And you don't want to teach where the
Big
fuck
fact.
you came from. You're the Slav. You came here. We were here. I'm copper colored. I'm reddish brown. I'm the race you describe in your 1828 Noah Webster dictionary. I'm reddish brown. I'm copper colored. I'm aboriginal. I was here when you got here.
Sister Beth, have anybody in the Wire tribe or Wire Nation or anybody that you know ever proposed to do a Slavic history curriculum or Aboriginal American history curriculum and present it to these bodies and let them shoot that down or try to shoot it down with the fact? Has that ever occurred to your knowledge?
Oh, say that again. Christopher, I lost you there. I'm sorry.
Have anybody in the Wire Nation or anybody that you know ever presented a curriculum for Slavic American history or Aboriginal American history to these state or federal organizations and let them shoot it down based on the facts that they had? Had that ever occurred to your knowledge?
No, but I can honestly say that in the Aboriginal community, and Indian community, I've heard App Power give great lessons on the Slavs. I've heard App TV give great lectures on YouTube on the Slavs. I've heard Empress Hobart give great lectures on the Slavs. And I've heard Chief Holiday give great lectures on the Slavs on YouTube. And if I'm not mistaken, those videos are still up on their channels. I learned a great deal about Slavs from them, and that's no one from Wyatt has given any lectures on Slavs, including myself.
Now, what I'm saying is presented a formal curriculum on those things. I'm talking about with no a formal curriculum that could be taught to versus the false history. I'm talking about a formal curriculum, all this information.
No, we have not.
You think that'd be a good idea? I mean, I'm talking about
it would be a great idea. I think it would be a great idea.
Same here. I think it'd be a good idea.
If somebody
also
writes up a curriculum about the Slavs and present it to their governor, their Department of Education, their Board of Education, and send it to them and say, we would like to implement this curriculum.
Exactly. And the same thing with the Aboriginal American history, with footnotes, with sources and everything. Yes,
Chris,
sir.
I'm with you, my brother. We don't have enough on paper letting these people know who we are. We need to get it on paper and address them. I'm with you.
And not just letting them know who we are, but we let them know who they are. Exactly. And let them know who they are in the document.
I think in an effort to get that on and popping, the key people in a Zoom, I'm a great note taker and very good at formatting and putting together documents. But key people like yourself, Chief Holiday, App Power, App TV, Empress Hobart, if they give you the input and I could listen in and take the notes, I'm very good at that. And putting together a curriculum based on your notes, I'd be very happy to do that and present it to these 50 state leaders.
See, because my mind is like this now. Because whenever you have these involved people doing any lectures or doing any presentation, they're easy. These government officials or other parties are easily they're able to mischaracterize and say, oh, they're being incinerated. They could take bits and pieces from here. But when you got a full curriculum, you got to tear the whole thing down. And by tearing it down, they're going to just expose themselves to the lies they've already standardized and are teaching. So it's take, in my mind, it takes paper to tear down paper. And that's what's been getting us is this paper. So I land my plane right there.
I think that's a great idea, Christopher. I'm serious.
Same here. I agree. Great idea.
That's an awesome idea. I mean, I can put my email in the back. You got my email already, Christopher, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But you can put it back in there again. Let me make sure I got it.
You hit me up, and maybe we could get something where we could get them, because they're like I said, both abs. Them brothers gave some excellent ass lectures. Let me see private chat. And Chief Holiday. And Lotus. Everybody can't sleep Lotus, honey.
Yeah, he's doing a stream on my channel tomorrow, Sister Bethy. He gives excellent information.
Oh, Bobby, he wants the link. Let me see. I think I got the link. Copy. We can't leave them out. Lotus out. I think all of them together, honey, that'll be a ball.
But I'm gonna say this: it's a thing that the individual should do, and if you choose to do it with a group, but it starts with the individual. Some of us don't give a shit about, our past history, but some of us do. Some of us care about the reclassification and wants to address the miseducation of the people. But some of us don't. Some of us is okay with the status that they have. And that's okay. That's okay for them. Y'all got it.
That's a fact, big dog. And I'm only interested in the one that care. I'm the ones that don't care and that are comfortable in these false
let them stay where they at. Stay in your citizenship.
Stay where they at. I'm only interested in the one
citizenship
that want to correct this shit. And right now, Chief is traveling around lecturing, and I think all of them need to come together. I'll take notes, man. Them dudes are bad, man. I learned a lot about Slavs from them individuals that I named. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah. Hey, what's up with the TT? Hey. What's going on, Big Dog, OG Philly? Everybody up here, salute
good,
everybody.
My brother Bobby, Grand Rising, brother.
You know what time it is, Grand Rising. I saw the title, said people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? Trying to identify, you know what I'm saying? Infiltrate misinformation and stuff, right? Now, I ain't a supporter of nobody, that hold a presidency seat or whatever, but I will say that if I can get something out the deal, I'll try to get something out of it. Now, then one Trump trying to push forward that real ID, don't you think that real ID would have cleared up, because it would have made motherfuckers have to identify as their lineage, right? Wasn't that the purpose of real ID, to make people you can't just say you're American. You gotta now you gotta prove this thing that you're saying.
Facts. I'm straight up for that.
And then I'm down for that too. We ain't gotta like you say, business can go on as usual. I just gotta know where you stand. So if you get to speak in a certain type of way, I could be like, oh well, I get where that's coming from. I understand why you acting like that, because that all skin folks ain't kin folks is something that we really gotta, go over with a fine tooth comb and a microscope and really start paying attention. Hold on now. Some of these people who we done put on pedestals and thrones now, we don't even know who, you know what I'm saying? We got Jamaicans, think about it, not even the vice president. Jamaicans done set up a whole religion, and Jamaica is an American island, but they worship an Ethiopian god, Haile Selassie. Ain't that real? They got a foreign god that lived, that was a man that lived. So we that's how real this in modern day time that this shit is going on. You know, they don't attach themselves to nothing American. They attach themselves to Ethiopia,
Facts.
and that's infiltration. Go ahead, TT. You got it.
No, you got it. It's a facts because I remember that dude,
Yeah,
Nati.
good point, Bobby.
He's
Good point.
Jamaican.
Excellent point.
He had on paperwork that he was an Ethiopian goddamn priest.
Wow. You know, and shout out to all my Ethiopian and Eritrean brothers. You know, the much love for y'all. But what we talking about is strictly purely dealing with, you know, misinforming people based on a look or because, you know, an acceptance. You dig what I'm saying? Like it'll be, you know, I'm dark skinned like a motherfucker. I can't. It'd be wild as hell if me and a bunch of people from Chicago went to the Congo and start trying to get them people a history just because we can blend in as Congolese. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can go over there and like for real, me and I could 20 of the homies that I know that's right here, born and raised in the United States, could go to Congo, blend in, and just start spewing whatever we feel like spewing, you know, and
Hey,
adopt a
Bobby,
pseudo
until you
Congolese
until you
identity.
until you open your mouth. Once
Until
you
you
open
open
your
your
mouth, they're
mouth.
gonna know you're American.
And not only
No,
that, he
that's
don't
real.
even have to open his mouth because they're gonna feel your
Right.
energy. And that energy is not gonna feel aboriginal to Africa. You don't even have to open your mouth.
That's another part of it. That I will give them that. They so attached to their culture, you know what I'm saying, for decades, centuries, that it would look awkward on you because, like you say, you too foreign to it. The thing about the shit that we over here keep saying about our culture, it's so mixed and mashed up with everybody else culture and so out there for the world to see. It's not hard to imitate it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard for a white boy Bill Clinton to pick up a saxophone and put on some shades and niggas be like, "Oh, he cool. That nigga know how to play Miles Davis." And we like the shit that we accept as culture and accepting people as for identification purposes is really frivolous and kind of like childish. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like, you know, back in the day. Like even though it was kind of like derogatory, we was like, if you can't use that comb, remember that, like the shit we was using like for identifying, like, nigga, if the comb don't go through your head, if a motherfucker don't make the cornbread right, like this, like little shit that where you like you might think it's silly, but it's like, yeah, nigga, like that's our
Hey,
shit.
hey,
Like
hey, Bobby, real quick,
uh-huh.
brother. I see it as two corporations basically putting these people where they want to put them at. That's what I see this shit that we going through.
Yeah.
Africa is a corporation and America is a corporation, and they
No,
trying
that's
to
Facts.
a fact.
put their people where they want to put them at. And I'm
Facts.
landing right there.
Facts. All facts. And a matter of fact,
What do
y'all,
corporations do? They trade.
colonize.
They trade labor. They trade labor, don't they? You see what
Yes,
I'm saying? From one
but
corporation to another, labor
Yes,
trading.
sir. Yes, sir.
that's right. And I mean, even in our history, y'all, none of the so-called black leaders ever said, well, let's go on back to Africa. That was never mentioned. Let's go on back because they know we didn't come from there. So why would they even say that? Secondly, the people that left here with white people and went over to establish and colonize Liberia, they left from here and went over there. That's the only time. But they weren't going back. Let's get that straight. They weren't going back. They went over there to establish because it was an offer that was made. And that offer was made to the Indians. I read it and I got the federal documents of when that conversation took place. They made an offer to the Indians to go over and Liberia and build it up. They didn't make that to, at the time when we were identified as who we were, that offer was made to the Indians. Let's let them go and build in a place where people that look like them. It was made to the Indians, not niggas. And the Indians said no. But So a few of our people went over there and built up Liberia. I relinquished my mic on that one.
And that was the corporation that did that, Sister Bethy. That's a fact.
That's
a corporation that did that.
Yeah. And here's the funny shit. That $55 billion that slow elderly man gave to Africa, Liberia was not included in that. Do you know why? Because they know that them was niggas from here. They were not included in that $55 billion.
That's crazy.
Liberia is just a province. It was a province because they purchased that land. It was a corporation, and they gained their independence. I could only wish that we did how Haiti did. I think Haiti. That's why I salute Haiti, and them are our people. I salute them because they took their fucking country. They wasn't going down. I got so much respect for Haitians. I relinquish. Jagger, anybody else got anything else they want to put out? If not,
yeah, sister, I'm with you. I'm with you, Sister Bethy. A lot of our people was infiltrated when these religions came. That's when our people converted out of, our statuses. And I'm going to land right there. Much respect to everybody.
I want to add something real quick. Have y'all noticed on all these streaming platforms, just in general, they doing more period series like 1883. They got Yellowstone talking about the land and everything. They trying to reinvigorate their people to be colonizers all over again. We got to reinvigorate our people to be the Aboriginals to defend the land all over again, and because they on a mission. They've been on a mission, but they had to reinvigorate their people. They had to wake their people back up too, because the ones who really been knowing been the ones that's been in government power and these secret societies. But as a whole, they just fell asleep too, and was just doing things out of compulsion, just like we've been doing things out of compulsion. We waking our people up, and guess what? They countering by using these streaming platforms, these stories that they all concocted because they only based on a little bit of the truth. Just check out Yellowstone and check out the one 1883. Man, they doing some acrobatics with the truth, and we got to counter that them acrobatics with our real truth, the versus they stuff, because they really on one. Y'all got to look. You just pay attention. I don't look at a lot of that stuff. When I see something that catch my eye, I do a little investigate, and you'll see that they basically weave in more and more false narratives with a little bit of the truth in them. We just got to counter that. And I'm going to land my plane there.
That's a fact, Chris. All facts. All facts. I dropped some bombs for the panel tonight, man, because they dropping it for us, and I really appreciate. I so appreciate my brothers up here. It just feels like Ab be having on his before you start his segment. Are you proud to be an Aboriginal? I damn sure am.
Same here. Damn sure is. Damn sure am.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. Oh, Sister Beth, did you get my email?
Oh, let me check it.
And I'm driving now, Sister Bethy. I'm going to email you later.
I do got it. I got it, sweetheart. I'm going to relax for the rest of the night and see who else comes on and read your email and respond back. I'm so pooped. I've been up since 3:30 this morning working. So I wanted to come on and share this. And anybody that wants to learn how to bring your family tribe back and identify as who you originally were, please go to our website and add your name to the list, and you will get an invite. I'm not going to schedule it until the middle of February, which gives me a chance to get at least 100 people in. And I'm not asking for no damn money. Hell no. I'm I'm out to help my people. And this ain't no damn Moorish paperwork bullshit. I don't do that. I don't give a damn. You need to identify as who you originally were or are. Christianity, and I'm going to say this again, Christianity is what took away your original identity. The indoctrination of Christianity is what took away the original you. Now, all you have to do is bring the original you back. And I am more than willing to help you do that. It's very easy.
So, quick question: do the Nation of Islam have it all wrong then?
Absolutely. We're not from Mecca. We're not from the Middle East.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I respect the fact that the Nation of Islam teaches our men to love each other because we kill each other every day. And I respect the Nation of Islam for the discipline of our men. That's what I look at them as, a disciplinary tool for our men from killing each other and learning how to love each other and look at each other as brothers and not enemies. So that's the respect that I have for the Nation of Islam when it comes to organizing our men and getting their heads on the right track of not killing your brethren, but love your brethren and your sisterin. So of all the religions, I have respect for them. I do. And I've never been a member of the Nation of Islam, but I've studied in multiple religions to try to find myself. And I found myself in YouTube, learning from the brothers on these YouTube channels, and I continue to research every day. So I'm going to land my plane there. I've been on for 2 hours. I want other people to be able to watch the segment, and hopefully, they're ready to reestablish their true identity. It takes nothing away from you. You don't lose any rights. This is not the fake Moorish paper. I don't do that shit. I don't. I'm totally against it. And I would never teach any one of my people anything to harm them. I'm not into that. I'm
Much
not.
respect, Sister Bethy. I'm gonna get on down. I'm gonna email you later. Enjoy your day, sister. Get some rest. Much respect to
Yeah, I'm going to
everybody in
get
the
some
chat.
rest.
And please hit that like button and support the channel, man. We gotta support each other. Thank you, Sister Bethy, for letting me up. Much respect to everybody.
Thank you, big dog. I love y'all. Smash the like button. I'm going to get out of here.
Love
Thanks
you
for
too, sis.
embracing with me. Thanks, you Smoke, for coming to ask the legitimate questions. That's why he smoked. Golden Jaguar, thanks for visiting me, brother. You have anything you want to say before I close out? Are you going to come to the class when I
I'm gonna
have a
email you.
Zoom?
I
Okay.
got your email. I'm gonna email you.
Okay. All right. So hit the like button on the way out. Love y'all. And I'm going to get on up out of here. Uh-oh. Oh, this Chris. He must have had something else to say. Chris, you had something else to say?
Oh no, I just I lost connection. Just hey, beautiful Bill. You got folks that's on the team that just believe in what you're doing, and we will support. We are part of the solution with you.
Thank you, Chris. I love you for that, brother. I appreciate it so much. And y'all, I am out of here. Love y'all.